Hey, it's MK, and I am here with a layout for you guys today, and I am featuring day 5's Advent Calendar Gifty, and it is this beautiful acrylic wood that says Heartwarming. It is just gorgeous. I love the sheen on this. I also added a couple of my own alphas to finish up a title, so it's going to be a Heartwarming award. And these letters actually came from We Are Memory Keepers mold press. I don't think they're supposed to be meant as thickers. I think they were supposed to be like a one and done type of thing where you can make, I don't know, you guys, in all honesty. I picked them up at my very first visit Tuesday morning and was super excited that I had these gray distressed alphas. I'm going to bring back these Vicky Booten stickers, and then from a close to my heart page kit, I brought in all of these little pieces. As you can see, they say project 1, 2, 3, things like that on them. But they were just like little punch out pieces. I've got this little wheel thing from 49 and Market. I'm still struggling on how to use that. And then from Creative Memories, I have these 2 running pieces. I love this stopwatch. I wish I could have about 4 or 5 more for the rest of his layouts. Now my printer broke. Actually, every printer in my house broke, so I had to go to my Sprocket. I'm not too impressed with the quality of Sprocket for 2 reasons, and I'll tell you why later. But yeah, I had to do some major printing here, guys. So I pulled out one of my winter pages. It was from a page kit a while. I don't even know where I got the page kit, to be honest. And then also from Creative Memories, I pulled out these 2 pages here that were from a school kit from a while ago. I want to say about 1 or 2 years ago. I'm going to use this chalkboard, which I felt like looked like asphalt, because sometimes the kids are running on asphalt, sometimes they're running on a path, sometimes they have to briefly run through grass, and I know the finish line is always in grass. So I definitely wanted to represent all of the different paths, even though I did not have any dirt paths, because I felt brown was just not not for this layout. Now, I picked these papers to begin with because the photos were on the blue side, especially the little banner that's in front of the podium. It's purple, but it's a bluey purple, if that makes any sense. I don't know the proper name for it. It's our school colors, which is it's not a royal purple, but it's a bluey purple. It's about as good as I'm going to get. And so that is where I originally got my color scheme. Well, as you can tell, the pictures whitewashed out. And so it definitely does not look like they belong on this. So I'm hoping once I get my printers up and running again, I had to order some parts and they won't be here until I run out of videos, and I don't know what I'm going to do, you guys, because I'm only so far ahead in videos. And yeah, so if I miss a day, I do apologize. I just have no way of printing a picture in my tiny little town, unless I go and beg and borrow one of my friends' printers, which I don't know who. Oh, I don't know which one of my friends has a photo printer nearby. So anyways, it's just been one issue after the other. But I'm going to frame my my blue plaid, which I really like how this is looking, you guys. There is a very faint green stripe within this plaid, and that is where I figured this is going to make this work, is because there is some green. In fact, you can kind of see it in that double line there. In this plaid. So there's purple, there's blue, there's green, and then of course there's white. So I'm going to go ahead and frame this plaid in my grass and just have strips going top to bottom, because my initial thought was to tuck things within the grass, right? Because you see the runners sitting in the grass. They've got a tent that they also sit underneath. It's like a little picnic area while each one of them is waiting for their race. So the girls race separately, and then there's freshmen and sophomore that race separately, and then juniors and seniors that race separately. So while they're doing that, they've got like this little campsite hooked up and whatnot. And so anyways, I definitely liked the idea of this being framed, and then of course the stripe being represented as the little tent that they're underneath. Maybe, I don't know. Even though this is in a gymnasium, it's still, I wanted the representation to be there. So I don't know what happened. I assumed that my paper was, you know how sometimes your little 1/2 inch branding strip is a little bit more than 1/2 inch and you get to cut some of the bleed off. Well, I thought that that's how it was when I first put my paper down on it. And then I realized that my other side was perfectly 12 inches. And I thought, what in the world is going on? So I had to pull my trimmer out. I must have bumped my paper or did not line up my paper or something to the point where I miscut it. So now I finally get to pull out my arm on this little trimmer because it's brand new to me. Yay. And give it a try. Well, it wasn't my favorite. The arm it doesn't go flush with the rest of the platform. And so it was kind of difficult for me because I'm very OCD when it comes to cutting. And so I feel like, oh, now I have to eyeball if I want 12 inches. Well, when do I cut 12 inches, you guys? My paper's supposed to be 12 inches. So I'm going to chalk it up as a one and done. I usually don't, but I do cut other measurements. And so I think with that arm not being flush, it's going to bother me slightly, just slightly. But I that was my first time. So I'm not going to judge it just yet. So I'm going to keep using it and see how often I actually pull that arm out, if I'm being honest. So with these little close to my heart pre-cut little pieces, I didn't know what I was going to do with them. I just pulled them out because I figured I'm bringing black elements to this layout. I wanted more than just the silhouettes. And then, of course, I've got the word today and here on that Vicki Boutin sticker sheet. So I definitely wanted to do something else there. So these pictures are back from 2022, I want to believe. And it was my son is a freshman. So it was his very first year running with the cross country. He's never trained for it, never did anything. This was his first year working with the coaches, working with the other cross country runners, and everything. And so they recognized him for his personal best time and then at what race was his personal best time. And so since then, he's, he knows what the rules are. He knows, what to do and is getting into it. He runs a lot more than just, with the team. And so his personal best is, I think 2 minutes less, I want to say, somewhere in there in the 18 range instead of the 20 range. He's getting better, to be honest. And this is his third year running with the cross country. And so it was just fun to see that they recognized every single one of the runners. They didn't just... You didn't just show up and 5 people got an award and everybody else just went home with a congratulations, right? Every single runner went up and the coach had something to say about every single runner. It was great. It was well thought out. It was one of the best. It wasn't just, hey, come support, my favorite 5 people on the team. And so I really liked this one compared to the football one. The football one is just recognize a few players and then that's it. And everybody else is just there to support those few players. And the coach doesn't say anything about all the players. Granted, there's a lot more players, but still, I don't know. It's just weird how football and cross country are totally different in that aspect. Different coaches as well. But this year, I'm intrigued to see what the coach has to say because there was 30 runners this year. So I'm interested to see what he has to say about all 30 runners, or is it going to be changed because now there's not as many? I'm very interested to see that a little part of it. So I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. At this point, I'm just guessing. I'm flustered that my photos... They're just terrible. They're terrible pictures. They're awful photos. And I'm trying to make all of this work. And what I don't like about this sprocket, there's just two little things, and I do mean little things, which make big impacts, right? It is always the little things. But for one, when the sprocket shoots out the paper, and it doesn't shoot it out, it's a very slow printer, and after 2 prints, it has to stop and cool down. It is not meant to be a full-time running photo printer. It is just a print on the fly, one and done type of thing. And so when it is spitting out the picture, it looks to me like the picture drags on the rollers, and so it creates lines, and I mean lots of lines, not 1 or 2 lines. It's the whole picture is coated in these lines that look like they're from the rollers or whatever's moving it out of the printer, right? So there's those, and then how whitewashed my photos are. They are very bright, very light in color. And it just changes the tone of everything. So I had all of these picked out based off of what my pictures were supposed to be, and how they were supposed to print. And this plaid paper was picked because of that banner on the podium in the 3 photos, everything. And now it doesn't even look like they belong on this layout. So like I said, I'm a little flustered over that, but I'm keeping going. You guys get the idea of what my layout's going to look like. I did not glue on my photo. I'm gluing behind my photo, which is on the photo mat. So hopefully when my printer is up and running, I will just go reprint these photos and trim them down and then put them right on top of the photos that are already here. I maybe will try to peel the photos up. That depends on how much work there is, but they will definitely get replaced because they're just so whitewashed out. It just looks awful, in my opinion. So I've got this one last little black piece. I thought, I could probably put this down here. I really was going to tuck more things in here, you guys, in the grass and everything. But by the time that my 12-inch paper being cut all wonky, by the time that distracted me, I forgot about the tucking part. This little, I don't know what it is from 49 and Market. Is it supposed to be a compass? I don't know. I've struggled trying to put it on several layouts. I've picked it up, put it back, picked it up, put it back, picked it up, put it back. I think this is my first video I'm actually sharing it with you guys. But I am struggling with that piece. It came with my Christmas set, I think 2 years ago, from Christmas. I don't remember. I don't even think the word Christmas was in it. I think it was something and peace and joy. I don't remember, you guys. I fell in love with their trees. And that was the whole reason why I bought the set. This came in the set, so now I'm stuck with it, and I don't know what to do with it, which is weird for me because I like stuff like this. But I've been struggling using this. Maybe I need to move it out and put it into a different collection or theme, and use it differently outside of winter. Maybe that's what I'm struggling with. So anyways, I'm pretty happy with how the layout looks, minus my photos. They are awful photos. In fact, you can see the lines on the photos as we speak. Oh, they're terrible photos. But you know what? Like I said, in the long run, the sprocket works really well. Like so my daughter uses her sprocket quite a bit because she loves taking pictures on the fly, and then she pulls her sprocket out of her purse or her car and prints a photo for her friends, right? I mean, it works great for that. But for documenting this, they're not very good photos. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel. She is playing along with me. Well, I can't say all month long, but all month long, with using up her advent calendar gifties that she got. And like I said, today is day 5's gifty. So don't forget to go check out Janet and see how she is using day 5's. And I will check you guys all later. Bye.